Hi. I'm really tall with heels on. Okay. All right. In recent decades, the American family has broadened to include non-traditional structures. Adoption, unwed parents, and LGBT and interracial couples have become increasingly common and accepted components of alternative families. Motherhood, conversely, has remained stubbornly narrow in definition and ideology. The characterization of motherhood as a set of presumably natural or predetermined functions limits the way a woman may perform her role, should she so choose. Though the desire to procreate may be biological, the act of becoming a mother is not, in and of itself, a natural state of being. While this is learned through real practice, not role play with dolls, baby dolls and their ilk may act as conduits between the girls who play with them and the larger society they will join as adults, encouraging them toward gender-specific roles that remain somewhat static. The construction of motherhood is woven into the very thread of the American family as necessity, and as such is expected to be performed within that tradition. The toy store FAO Shorts on Fifth Avenue in New York City is home to the newborn nursery. Here, Lee Middleton baby dolls await adoption for $99.99. Mimicking a real hospital nursery, the newborn department is painted in pastels, and the infants are lined up in tidy rows of hospital cots. The employees, dressed as nurses, help the children select a baby doll. Although the process is described as an adoption, the experience seems to more closely resemble a birth. The new mother is given an application and asked to answer questions to ensure that she is ready to take care of her baby. In this YouTube video, titled Gabby Getting Her Middleton, with a description that reads, "Qualifying for Adoption," the home movie shows a nurse asking the soon-to-be mom the required questions, which the girl nods wordlessly to. Will you provide clothes for her to wear? You promise never to leave her around the house lying naked. Here's a tricky one. Are you going to change your diapers? The girl shakes her head. No? Will someone do it at least? Maybe your babysitter will help? Here's the most important question. Do you promise to love and care for Kelly forever? Gabby nods yes. Before this becomes official and you become Kelly's mom, I'm going to read this to you. And if you agree with it, then you can take her home. The girl interrupts and says, I will. The video cuts off before the nurse can read it or tell the girl what will happen if she doesn't agree. After the girl has been approved for motherhood, she is presented with the newborn's birth certificate, which includes space for only one parent's name. For all intents and purposes, this new parent is a single mother. The nurse places the baby in the mother's arms and proceeds to take a picture. While the new parent picture provides proof of the girl's accepted position as caretaker, and though she may say she is ready to have the baby doll, there are no instructions accompanying it. The site simply claims, caring for your baby is easy. In the pictures of the new parents of their Middleton dolls, everyone appears to be white. It would seem that those pictured represent the majority of girls adopting the dolls. The Middleton dolls themselves are more diverse. Still, of the 27 dolls currently available, only 3 are described as having dark or medium skin, top row, despite the fact that the dolls are available in varying shades. In another home movie put on YouTube with a description that reads succinctly, Ellie adopting her baby at FAO, clip 1 of 3 shows Ellie sitting on a large white rocking chair that dwarfs her. She is then presented with her newborn. The size of the doll when placed in her arms further emphasizes how small Ellie is. Off camera, voices can be heard telling her to smile, to look at the camera, and someone says, oh, look how cute the baby is. It is unclear if she is referring to the doll or to Ellie. The child come mother in the rocking chair seems overwhelmed and not entirely sure of what's going on. Before the clip ends, a nurse gives Ellie a hat in case the doll gets cold, and Ellie absently places it at her side. It may be just a doll, and leaving one's Middleton newborn outside in the sun to melt won't result in a visit from Child Protective Services, but there's nonetheless a conditioning that occurs when a girl agrees to care for her plastic baby. The child's own mother assists in situating her daughter within this institutionalized space of a fictional motherhood, wherein the child is encouraged to enact a supposed maternal instinct toward her baby doll. In an episode of the radio program This American Life, entitled Matchmakers, writer Elna Baker recounts her time as an employee in the newborn nursery at FAO Shorts. Baker positions her experience as one dealing exclusively with white, middle, and upper class mothers and children. According to Baker, white baby dolls were the most popular and easily adopted, followed by Asian and then Hispanic infants. Black dolls were the least adoptable. There was also a defective baby doll, which they named Nubbins. This doll had had an accident during the manufacturing process. Its hands and feet had molded together, creating plastic flippers. When the store sold out of white dolls, families who shopped in the newborn nursery weren't interested in their daughters adopting dolls of color. "Do you have any other shades of babies?" the mothers would ask. While the children seemed far less concerned with the ethnicity, they just wanted a doll, their mothers worried what it would look like, expressing real cultural concerns that exist outside of a play space. This includes concerns over changing demographics, most recently visible in new immigration reform, which reflects fears that America is becoming a, quote, Hispanic nation. One mother, when offered a Hispanic baby doll, asked what people would think if they saw her daughter carrying around a dark doll. Mothers who insist on matching their children with Middleton baby dolls that look like them may be concerned with appearances, but real struggles facing a transracial family are likely far from their minds, their concerns more presently rooted in a partnership that would result in a child of color for their daughters. With only minority baby dolls to adopt, parents would spot Nubbins and ask to see him. Once they realized he was defective, they would change their mind. One mother demanded to know if it was a joke. "Where are all the white babies?" she asked. Then she saw Nubbins. Baker demonstrated to full effect the deficiency of Nubbins. The mother said she'd take it. Baker asked the required questions of the girl. Did she promise to care for it, read to it? The girl answered no. And when asked what she wanted to name it, the girl said stupid. Veronica, the new grandmother's choice, would be adopted, but it was clear that it wouldn't be loved. Still, baby Veronica, nay stupid, nay Nubbins, went home with the mother and daughter. A white infant with disabilities may be preferable to a minority, but that didn't mean it was wanted. The Lee Middleton baby dolls are primarily purchased by a particular demographic and are arguably the most realistic representations of newborns and nurseries. Any doll may serve to help situate the girl in her role as caretaker. Middleton also makes a series of dolls called play babies for various stages of a girl's life that are meant to, quote, teach a girl to love and nurture. Baby dolls help to nurture a girl's maternal instinct, that is, to teach her to nurture. And the girl is able to imitate what she has seen adults do, without the mess that is actually involved in childcare. And, regardless of whether or not the new mother answers the questions correctly, she is going to take her Middleton newborn home. Taken one step beyond Middleton's simulation of a nursery is Spanish company Berwan Toys' 2009 introduction of the breast milk baby. The company, which argues little girls need to learn to breastfeed, said in a press release, "The breast milk baby lets young girls express their love and affection in the most natural way possible, just like mommy. Teaching children the nurturing skills they'll need, put on the fashionable top, bring the baby's mouth up to the pretty flower, and enjoy the closeness, the loving bond between mother and child." Berwan references a U.S. Health Resources and Services Administration statement that sought to have at least 75% of mothers breastfeeding by 2010. By definition, this often excludes alternate modes of family building, including gay parents and many adoptive families. Berwan believes that the breast milk baby will help America to reach this goal by, quote, helping to accept and promote breastfeeding as the most loving, healthy practice for a mother and her infant. But a child is not a mother, nor should she be taught that to be one is necessary or inevitable. This doll that simulates nursing ignores the complicated relationship that America has to breastfeeding, especially in public, and the gaps, based on race and income, that exist among women who breastfeed and the multi-billion-dollar baby formula industry that aggressively markets its product toward them. The United States has the highest rate of teen pregnancy in the industrialized world. One could argue that Berwan isn't just promoting breastfeeding, it's encouraging or conditioning young girls toward early pregnancy, a trend that has recently become visible thanks to MTV's widely successful reality show, Teen Mom. Rather than let a young girl enjoy her childhood, free of the pressures that may face her as an adult, the toy company seems determined to turn children into biological mothers. Neither Berwan nor Middleton addresses what it takes to make a baby: sex. Both doll companies help the child enact a kind of virgin birth, removed from the real world of childbearing. In her book, Bodies That Matter, philosopher and queer theorist Judith Butler states, "Performativity cannot be understood outside of a regularized and constrained repetition of norms. It is not performed by a subject, it is what enables a subject, controlling and compelling the shape of the production, but not determining it fully in advance." It is not the mother who enacts her role as such and deliberately performs it. Rather, she does so as a reaction to the way in which motherhood is reflected and consumed by a culture. The same can be said for the way in which a girl relates to her baby doll. The reiteration of images and narratives that celebrate a specific mode of caretaking contribute to the way in which it is viewed and in turn performed. A Lee Middleton doll helps to confirm a ritualized production of which Butler speaks, reiterating the importance of motherhood within the normative social construct of family. However, the danger is not in the child's desire to own a baby doll, but rather the way in which this desire is strategically supported and encouraged. Conditioned to believe that this is a natural progression, motherhood may be viewed as inevitable, rather than a choice that a woman makes long after she has done away with her dolls. A 1983 poll taken by the New York Times asked women, "What do you think are the 2 or 3 most enjoyable things about being a woman today?" The poll showed that between 1970 and 1983, the percentage of women who answered being a mother, raising a family, dropped from 53 to 26%. With the advent of birth control and legalized abortion, as well as increased job and education opportunities, the number of women not having children has increased from 1 in 10 in 1970 to 1 in 5 in 2010. Whether a woman chooses to work and raise a child, become a stay-at-home mom, or not have one at all, should not be subject to debate or public scrutiny. Nor should little girls be taught to nurture as if it's unavoidable. In order that an American culture and its long-standing anxieties regarding change to the family be exposed, understood, and transformed, notions of motherhood and caretaking must be distinct from one another and not considered part and parcel of the female experience. Thank you.